to get wrecked. Another thing I will say to people at home, and I've said this before, every single time I ever spend money, I pay attention to why I spent money. And that gives you a lot of information and a lot of knowledge when it comes to sales and marketing. If I go and I buy some clothes, I am conscious about why did I choose this store instead of that store or that store?
What were they doing better?
Correct. Is it the branding? Do I know them? Am I familiar with them? Is it because there was no line? Is it because they had a brighter sign? What was it? Oh, there's a line there. There's no line here. So in my physical businesses, which I have in Romania, I have this thing with the staff. I said, there can never be a line. Faster. Like, dude, I don't want, but it's just 3 people. No, there are people walking past who won't walk in because there's a line, because that's what I do. No line, but you don't want to look empty. No. So you no line until the last customer. Now you talk shit. Yeah. So there's one person.
Yes.
Like, you have to manage these things. Most people don't micromanage this stuff.
I think it's almost an illness that you seem to have that I have, because I can wander around a shop and I'll say to my wife, I'll say, look at that, that's beautiful. She said, what are you looking at? I said, well, the way they've displayed that, that is, I'm taking that, I'm using that. Completely. And I'll be online and I'll go, look at the way they've done that. Right, I can morph that into my business. But it is a little illness.
But I think you have to have a business to be like that. If you've got something to apply.
I don't think so, because you can look at other people, what they're wearing, what they're doing. That's why they're standing out. Right, I've got to get that. How do I get that?
You either have to have a business or a role model, because I remember walking around with Dad and he was like that, and then I took that on.
But before I started business, I didn't care about any of that stuff. I'd just be working for a wage, not caring about nothing.
But then you discovered Mark Tilbury on YouTube.
As soon as I started a business, every advertisement, everything, I'd just look at it. Why are they doing it like that?
And you just analyse it.
Exactly.
It's a free lesson.
You don't have to reinvent the wheel.
No.
You have to pay attention to seeing people who are doing things and if they work and how they work. And you're completely and utterly correct. And you should do that all the time. Every time you spend money, you should work out how they convinced you to spend money.
I had a friend who used to run these radio controlled cars at these model events. And he said, I can't make enough money. I said, of course you can. He said, no, I can't. I said, well, let me re-engineer your business doing this of a weekend. I say, so what's the setup? He said, it's 5 minutes for £1 or whatever it was. I said, right, we'll charge double that and it's £2 a go. No one knows how long this go is. That's true. Right? Let the queue build a little bit, but as it builds, they get less time. It's how fun fairs have worked for years.
Smart.
Years.
Smart. You're right.
He made loads of money.
Of course, you're right. You nailed it. Absolutely. And that's how things work. And it's simple things. Like, I have a few physical companies, I have a few physical businesses, and it can be a simple matter of, depending on, in the business districts where there's men in suits, I have a pretty girl who's a waitress and she works there. The difference that will make to a bottom line is the dude going and flirting with this chick every lunchtime. You'd be amazed. But people don't think about these things. But even if you don't have a business, if you pay enough attention to these kind of things, you'll get business ideas. It'll inspire you. You go, you know what? If you start to really do it, you'll be around, and after a few months, you go, you know what? I can do this better than they're doing it, because I'll take in that aspect, and they're making mistakes. I can do this better, and that's how you do it.
It's all in the details.
It's all in the details. That's life.